In the beginning of the drama, we saw our main female lead, whose name is Hwan. She is standing on a beach, lost in her thought. Just then, her phone rings. Someone on the call asks her, "How does it feel to be back here after so many years?" Hwan looks at a happy couple nearby and says with a soft smile, "A lot has changed here over the years, and seeing that makes me feel good." And just like that, the story takes us back in time. A flashback begins, showing us Hwan's high school life. We see her walking along the same beach, talking to someone on the phone, completely carefree. On the other hand, the movie introduces us to the main male lead, Lin. He has just moved to the city today. He is an excellent student. His mother speaks to him very strictly. "You are here only to focus on your studies, not to make friends." But Lin stays quiet and gives no answer because his heart was never really in study. His true passion was painting and art, but his parents never understood that side of him. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, Hwan is doing a small experiment with her friend Ming. Both of them complete it happily and get ready to see the result, but suddenly, the experiment accidentally turns into a blast and a fire breaks out. Both of them start looking for water to put out the fire, and right at that moment, Lin's truck arrives at the spot. Ming almost gets hit, but thankfully the truck stops just in time. Lin's mother gets very angry and starts scolding Ming, and it is in this very moment that Hwan and Lin see each other for the very first time. While everyone around is panicking, Hwan just keeps smiling as if nothing happened. That is her personality. Always cheerful, always happy. And this genuinely surprises Lin. He thinks to himself, her friend almost got killed. My mom is shouting at both of them, and this girl is just standing here, smiling? In the next scene, we see Hwan coming back home in a fun mood. She lives with her grandmother. Their financial condition is not very good, so the grandmother also works. And Hwan herself runs a small DVD shop, but the sales there are really not good at all. By the way, Hwan's whole face had turned black from the experiment blast, so her grandmother asks her, "What have you done to yourself?" And Hwan jokes back, "Oh, I got into a fight." The grandmother just laughs, knowing very well that Hwan could never do something like that. Then both of them sit together, eat food, and keep chatting happily. On the other hand, Lin is setting up his new room with his mother. He also talks to his father, who is in Beijing and works a job there. His father also says the same thing, focus only on study, forget painting. Lin just keeps saying yes. He never goes against his parents, even though deep inside, his heart belonged to art. Next day, the school scene is shown. All students are arriving, and today is also Lin's first day at school. He is in the middle of introducing himself to the class when suddenly Hwan comes running in, completely out of breath, making her entry late. Lin immediately recognizes her. "Oh, that's the same girl from yesterday." The teacher looks at Hwan and asks, "What happened to you? And why are you so late?" She calmly explains, "On my way here, I was helping a pregnant woman, and these clothes got ruined in an accident yesterday." The whole class bursts out laughing, and even the teacher thinks she is lying. So the teacher sends her outside. Outside, Hwan's best friend is already standing there, also sent out earlier for being late. Back inside, Lin speaks up and tells the teacher, what if she is telling the truth? The whole class is surprised that someone who just joined today is already speaking up for Hwan. Hwan also hears this from outside, and for the first time, she feels something strange and warm inside. Like someone other than her grandmother actually believed her. After classes, as Lin is walking home, he hears other students talking about Hwan. They say she never tells the truth. Everything she said this morning was a lie too. We all call her Ashbin. Stay away from her. Lin is thinking all of this while following Hwan, and then he suddenly notices that her shop is right below his new home. So Lin walks in. Both of them say hello to each other. But before they can talk more, Lin's mother shows up, clearly very angry, watching her son talk to a girl. Lin gets scared seeing his mother, and it turns out she has come to throw away all his painting supplies. He tries to stop her, but she says, "Don't forget what your father told you on the call. Only studies matter." He bitterly replies, "Fine, whatever you say. I'll throw my own things away." And he places his art supplies on the dustbin himself and goes upstairs. Hwan hears everything, but she says nothing. She just quietly looks at Lin's things sitting on the dustbin. Next day, as Lin is walking somewhere, people start laughing at him. He looks down and realizes tea has spilled on his pants. He quickly rushes to the washroom to clean up, but unfortunately, Hwan is already in that washroom. As she comes out, she sees someone from behind and assumes it is a girl who is troubled about something. So she slides a napkin under the door to help. Lin is shocked, but then smiles to himself. This girl is actually kind. When he finally comes out, he sees that an uncle is scolding Hwan for using the washroom when repairs were going on. But she just stands there, smiling as always. Then the uncle sees Lin coming out too and gets angry at him as well. Juan is shocked. Oh wait, that was you in there? Lin quickly runs away from there, and Juan, ignoring the uncle, follows right behind him. She catches up and says, "Your pants have dried a little now. And look, your napkin fell down." He stops and tells her, "Stop following me," but she doesn't listen. In the next scene, they reach a park where Juan spots her friend Ming and also sees a jacket lying there. She gives one jacket to Lin and tells him to tie it around his waist, and she ties one around herself too. Ming watches this and gets immediately jealous. He was busy calming down a crying child, so he tells the child, "Why are you crying? Now is my time to cry. My best friend is with someone else." Later, Ming brings some friends and confronts Lin. "Why did you take our friend's jacket?" Juan tries to explain that she gave it to him herself, but they don't listen. They're only focused on why Lin is with Juan. When one of them grabs Lin's collar, the pin on his badge pokes the boy's hand badly. Lin, quietly, is actually laughing inside at all of this. Then they start looking for sticks to beat him, but Lin stands still, calm, and Juan starts fighting them off, trying to protect him. Lin is genuinely surprised. "She is taking my side? Really?" But just then, the school principal arrives and scolds all of them. "Why are you all fighting?" Everyone quickly pretends to be innocent. "We weren't fighting. We were just playing." The principal notices a spray can and asks, "And what were you planning to do with this?" No one has an answer. Then Lin speaks up calmly. "We came here to do some doodling. The shop owner told us to." Everyone quickly agrees, because they are all terrified of being expelled. But the principal is still not convinced. "If even one of you can paint something right now, I'll let you all go." Everyone freezes, but Lin picks up the spray and within moments, he draws a beautiful design on the wall. Everyone is stunned. Juan is clearly very impressed too. Then she walks up and draws a small star next to his work. She turns to Lin and says, "This star will always shine, just like you. No one can stop its shine." Lin likes what she said. And he really likes her little star too. That night, as both of them are walking back home, Juan quickly slips inside her shop when she sees Lin's mother coming. The mother speaks briefly with Lin, then leaves for work. Lin then steps into Juan's shop and starts looking at the DVDs. They talk, and suddenly Juan gets an idea. She can use Lin's drawing skills to increase her shop's sales. Lin says no at first, but then agreed. Then Juan hands him his painting supplies, the same ones he had placed on the dustbin. Lin is touched. She had quietly kept his things safe that day. And so Lin starts drawing for Juan's shop. Along with that, he also continues his studies. He is handling everything, and he is actually happy doing it because spending time with Juan at night fills him with joy. He even makes a Titanic movie poster for her, and then more posters after that. Business starts picking up, but now Juan is spending less time with her best friend Ming, who becomes very jealous and keeps whining. "Why are you ignoring me?" Sales improve so much that Juan happily shows Lin how well the shop is doing. People were coming and buying DVD and also liking the paintings made by Lin, and this was all because of his help. Juan shows her sales to him that how her work is going too good. Lin smiles, seeing her happy, and somewhere deep inside, both of them are slowly starting to like each other. A few days later, after Lin's mother leaves early for work, noise starts coming from outside. Ming's friends arrive and start making a scene, accusing Juan of being a fraud because she recommended Titanic and they hated it. Juan stands there peacefully. Ming tries to calm his friends down but fails. Lin comes downstairs, worried for Juan. Juan calmly tells them, "This film was simply beyond your understanding." They get angry. "Are you challenging us? Fine, we'll sit right here and watch this entire boring movie." Scene cuts, and we see all those boys watching the ending of Titanic, absolutely sobbing, crying out, "Please don't jump in the water. Please don't." Lin and Juan watch them and burst out laughing together. After that, Juan notices a small smiley mark on her hand. She shows it to Lin. He takes his pen and draws a star on it, saying, "Your shining star, just like you." Juan smiles. Then she looks at him very closely, very softly, and says, "Your eyes are really beautiful." Lin gets nervous and doesn't know what to say back. So he blurts out, "And your front teeth are really white." Juan goes quiet. That was the strangest compliment she had ever received. Next day at school, Juan keeps looking at the star Lin drew on her hand, and keeps glancing at Lin too. Suddenly, the lights in the school go out. All students rush to the playground, but both of them stay back in the classroom. Juan asks, "Don't you like going outside?" He says, "I don't really like making too many friends." Then he tells her something personal. He has secretly applied for an art competition. His family doesn't know. Juan becomes genuinely happy for him because she now knows how deeply he loves drawing. They sit together talking, and it feels comfortable and warm. Then the lights come back on, and along with them, Lin's mother walks in. very angry. She demands to know why her son is with this girl. She has also brought back all the paintings Lin drew for Juan's shop. Juan tries to calm her down, but the mother starts screaming at Juan. She says cruel things. I've done my research. This girl doesn't study at all. She has no future. Everyone at school calls her Ashbin. She has no mother or father. That's why she turned out this way. Lin tells his mother to stop, but she keeps going. Then Ming rushes in and says, "How dare you speak to Juan like that?" But the mother fires back. "You too. You also don't study. Both of you are useless, and now you want to ruin my son too." She also brings up something old. "I heard this girl once tore up her friend's exam paper." Imagine that. If her parents were alive, at least they would have taught her better. Those words hit Juan like a knife. The whole school has heard everything. She breaks down in tears and rushes away. Lin explodes at his mother. "You are the one without manners. How could you speak to a girl like that? I can't believe my own mother said those things. You will apologize to Juan." Scene cuts to Juan crying at home, completely broken. She knows the truth about herself. She focuses on the shop over studies because she has to keep the house running. She has no parents, and the world never lets her forget it. Then a message arrives from Lin. He apologizes for what happened and asks to meet. Juan feels a little calmer. They meet at the beach. There, Juan finally tells Lin the real story. She had a friend named Yao, who was under so much pressure from her parents for an entrance exam that she had decided if she failed, she would end her own life. So on the day of the exam, Juan tore up Yao's paper to stop her. Juan got punished. The whole school judged her, but Yao got another chance. Even then, Yao failed the next year too, and her parents sent her away to study somewhere else, cutting off contact between them both. Hearing all of this, Lin looks at Juan and says, "You are a really good friend. You did so much for someone you cared about." Juan feels a little lighter. Then she asks him, after knowing all this, "Do you still want to be my friend? Will you regret it later?" He says, "I won't regret it. I'm lucky to have a friend like you. And from now on, I will teach you." Both of them decide they will focus seriously on studies, prove everyone wrong, and Lin will also continue his painting. From the next day, both of them start studying with full focus. They are completely serious, studying all day long. Lin and Ming still have their little arguments over Juan, but now all three of them are becoming good friends. Juan's grades improve so much that her grandmother is absolutely overjoyed. Lin's mother keeps a very close eye on him, so Juan secretly gives him his colors, because the competition is just one day away. Days pass by, and finally, the painting competition day arrives. That day, a big storm also comes, but Lin drops his art supplies quietly near Juan's shop, tells his mother he is going to the library, refuses her offer to drop him by car, and secretly picks up his supplies from Juan. But he accidentally leaves his participant card behind. When he reaches the competition venue, he realizes the card is missing. He tries to go back out, but the staff stops him. Without the card, participating means nothing, so he secretly sneaks out to get it. The storm is so strong, his umbrella flies away. And just then, he sees Juan walking toward him with a bucket on her head to shield herself from the rain. He grabs a bucket from the side and walks toward her. She hands him his card and says, "You left this behind." In that moment, Lin's heart fills with even more love for her. How does she always care for me like this? He quickly thanks her and rushes back inside to paint. And Juan, when she had seen that Lin left his card, had run all the way to him in the storm, with no umbrella, no taxi, just pure worry for him. Inside, Lin creates a truly beautiful painting, and since he made it with Juan in his heart, he also paints her little star inside it. After that, the college entrance exam day finally arrives. All students give their exam. Outside the gate, parents wait, including Lin's mother, who quickly takes him away before he can meet Juan. But at the market, he sends his mother to get fish, and spots Juan waiting there. She had been waiting for him. She says, "The exam is done. I think our journey together ends here. We won't meet anymore." But Lin pulls her close and says, "No, this is just the beginning of our life." And then he kisses her. They are now officially in a relationship. Scene shifts and their college life begins. Even though they are in a long-distance situation, they keep visiting each other, spending every possible moment together, happy, taking care of each other. Everything feels right. But then one day, Lin organizes an art exhibition with the help of a company. He is very nervous about it. His father also comes, but he is disappointed that Lin chose his passion over business school. His father's words make Lin even more anxious. He takes a long time to reply to Juan's messages, and she immediately understands that he is stressed. She orders something for him, and the delivery arrives just as guests are about to come. Lin rushes out to get it, but accidentally forgets his card inside. The guards don't let him back in. The ticket line is too long, and by the time he gets back inside, Everything has already gone wrong. A girl had opened the wrong file, the one containing his personal photos with Juan. The boss is very disappointed and even considers firing him. His father is also there, watching, and he is even more let down. Lin gets so stressed, his nose starts bleeding. That night, Juan comes to meet him. She sees his mood and tries to talk to him. What's wrong? Why won't you say anything? But Lin says, just leave me alone. Let me handle my pain alone. I might lose my job. Juan is shocked and wants to talk it through, but he gets angry at her. This is my life. I don't need to tell you everything. Sharing it only creates more problems. Those words break Juan's heart. She says, I thought you loved me, but now I feel like I've become a burden to you. And then she breaks up with him and walks out. Lin does not stop her. Juan cries until her eyes turn completely red. She cries day and night. Her friends are very worried, and Lin thinks about calling her many times, but never finds the courage. One day, while Juan is walking through a park, a married couple calls out to her. They need someone to take their picture. She says no at first, but then agrees. As the bride throws the bouquet, Juan quietly stands at the back, and tears begin flowing from her eyes on their own. The bouquet is just about to fall into her hand when Lin appears out of nowhere and catches it. Seeing him in front of her, Juan cries even more, but this time with happiness too. Things are slowly becoming okay between them again. On the metro, Juan asks him a strange question. When I die, how would you describe me? Lin says, what kind of question is that? She explains, I have always thought about this. The person I spend my whole life with. How would they describe me at my funeral? Lin says, I've never thought about that. You tell me your own speech. So she does. I would say that my life was so good with you, and only a natural death could ever separate us. Lin gets emotional hearing this. He promises her, I will give you the most beautiful life. Exactly the one you want. Scene changes, and it is now November. It is Juan's birthday, but she is sitting at a metro station, doing her office work, because now she has a job. A call comes saying an order has changed. She adjusts it, keeping one item aside for her grandmother. As she gets up to leave, she bumps into a woman and accidentally drops the woman's cake. The woman gets angry. Juan apologizes and pays for the cake. The woman, moved by her kindness, gives the cake to Juan to keep. When she reaches home, Lin is already there. He had come to surprise her for her birthday, but his flight was delayed. Juan smiles and says, it doesn't matter. You're here. That's what counts. He puts medicine on her foot. They fix up the cake together, and Lin gives her his gift, a beautiful pendant, which Juan absolutely loves. She keeps looking at it again and again, smiling. Then Lin says, make your wishes, then blow the candles. She makes 3 wishes. First, that her life becomes completely settled and fine. Second, that her grandmother always stays happy. And third, that Lin stays with her for life, proposes to her, they get married, and they build a happy family together with their children. After thinking all of this, she blows out the candles. But Lin walks away to work at the table, without even eating the cake. Juan feels a little sad seeing that, but she lets it go. Some time later, Juan gets a promotion at work. Her manager tells her they should go thank Mr. Liang for his help on the project. Juan agrees. Meanwhile, Lin joins a new company, still a startup, waiting for one big deal. One day, Lin and his boss go to meet President Miss Malin, a very busy, powerful woman. She has no time for them. They beg for just a few minutes. She says she needs to pick up her child, but her driver is sick. Just then, Lin gets an idea. He drives to pick up President Malin's child himself. Meanwhile, Juan goes to a restaurant with her team for dinner. Lin calls asking for money. She sends her address, and he comes to pick up cash from outside. But Juan notices a child in his car and asks who it is. Lin lies, I'm just doing a favor for a friend. He tells her to take care of herself and drives away. In the next scene, when Lin drops the child to the parking lot where President Malin is waiting, she thanks him warmly. Her son says he had so much fun. She tells him to call Lin uncle, not driver. She starts to leave, but Lin stops her and asks about the project. She advises him, you just started your company. Forget the big firms for now. Start with smaller orders. He is disappointed. But then he asks, can I work as your part-time driver? She agrees, because her son already loves him. That night, Lin comes home late. Juan is working at the table. He notices a wedding card on the table. She tells him it's Ming's wedding next month. Lin smiles and says, isn't he getting married a little too quickly? Juan asks how much money to put in the envelope. He says, whatever feels right to you. She casually says, well, we'll get it back soon when it's our own wedding. Lin becomes uncomfortable, because he is not ready for marriage yet. In the next scene, Juan is growing in her career, but Lin keeps sitting for hours waiting for President Malin's approval. He had made a painting for her son's birthday, but she wasn't particularly impressed. She leaves. Lin sits there, sad, asking himself, what kind of life am I living? Nothing is going right. When Juan comes home, she finds Lin sitting outside. She asks, was the door lock broken again? He asks, where were you so late? She explains she had to do overtime, and look, she even made balloons from plastic bags. She notices cake in his hand and asks where it came from. He says President Malian's son liked the painting after all and sent cake as a thank you. Juan realizes his mood is low and gently says, please don't stress so much. If the job isn't working out, you can leave. Lin says, I want us to have a family. What about our future? She says, I'm earning too. We are not separate from each other. But Lin doesn't like hearing that. He grabs her balloon and lets it fly away, saying, you can create wealth from nothing, but you can't hold on to it. Then he goes inside. Juan is very hurt by this. After this moment, distance grows between them. They both come home, but at different times. They barely meet. Only text messages between them. One day at the office, Juan gets a call from an unknown number. She ignores it at first, thinking it is spam, but when it rings again, she picks up, and she is completely shattered by what she hears. Her grandmother is in the ICU. In a very serious condition. Juan runs out of the office immediately. Meanwhile, Lin had fallen asleep at the office. His boss wakes him up and tells him, a company has agreed to a meeting. This is our big moment. You're leading this. Get to work. Juan calls Lin and tells him about her grandmother. He is very worried too. She says, I'm so scared. Please come. Be here with me. But he keeps saying, handle it. I'll come soon. His project pulls him so deep that he completely loses track of everything else. Juan has to handle everything alone while being terrified inside. She finds out that her grandmother has blood clotting in the brain and does not have much time. Juan completely falls apart. The one person she needs most is busy with work. Lin keeps saying, I'm coming, but never comes. And on the day of his big meeting, which also gets delayed, Juan's grandmother passes away. Juan breaks. It feels like she is truly alone in the world now. Next day, when Lin finds out, he rushes to her grandmother's house looking for her. But Juan is not there. He falls asleep waiting. Next day, Juan returns from the funeral, her face broken, but still somehow managing a small smile. Lin tries to talk to her, but she pulls her hand away, goes inside, and shuts the door in his face. That night, both of them quietly leave. After that, Juan completely cuts off from Lin. The girl who always laughed, always cheered everyone up, has changed completely. Lin tries sometimes, but she refuses to speak. When he comes home from work, she gets up and goes to her room. Two people living together, but completely apart. One day, alone at home, Juan tries to cook a recipe her grandmother used to make, but it burns. And Juan breaks down in tears because when her grandmother used to teach her, she never paid attention. She cries endlessly, missing her grandmother. She needs a hug so badly in this moment, but there is no one there to hug her. Next day, Lin comes home and sees that Juan is gone. Her things are gone. Only a letter remains. We cannot live together anymore. I tried hard. Maybe I was the one who couldn't make things right. Juan has left the city. She has left Lin too. But life is still not easy. Every single day she tries to forget him, but she cannot. Every small thing reminds her of him. She cries and cries. Slowly, with time, things begin to feel a little more normal. After 1 year, Juan comes back to that city because Lin has organized an art exhibition. She had seen the promotion for it. She attends. Lin sees her and is completely surprised. She tells him she came for the exhibition and also for a meeting, but she never goes to the meeting. They spend the whole day together. That night, when they reach a bridge, Juan says, stop here. I have to go now. He stops. She asks, how many years have we known each other? He tells her about 9 years. Her eyes fill with tears. She says, so after all these years, this is our ending. She says goodbye and starts walking away. Then she stops, turns back, and they hold each other in a tight hug. For a second, it feels like everything is fine again. But then, they separate, and Lin does not stop her. Juan had come here secretly hoping he would, but he doesn't, because Lin believes she is happier without him, that he never truly deserved her. For years pass. Juan returns to the city again, but this time, she does not meet Lin. At a shop, a worker girl asks her to scan a QR code for promotion. Juan refuses at first, but then just hands the girl her phone. The girl scans it and returns it. When Juan steps outside, she sees that the QR promotion message has been sent to everyone in her contact. And just then Lin texts her, is this a virus? Juan is shocked to receive his message after so long. She replies, sorry for disturbing you, then asks, how are you? He says he is fine, but then he drops a huge shock. He tells her, my wedding is next week. Juan freezes. Her mind goes completely blank for a moment. Then she pulls herself together and congratulates him. She is happy for him, but she is not truly happy inside. Lin also knows it, but this is the life he has now. 1 week later, Lin gets married to a girl his parents chose for him. His parents are happy. Lin is now very successful in life. And Juan, she does not go to the wedding. She stands on the beach instead. This is the same scene shown at the very start of the movie. She talks with Ming on the phone. Then she reads the last message Lin ever sent her. If you had to give a wedding roast for me, what would you say? Juan thinks back over everything, every memory, every moment, and quietly tells herself, Lin and I knew each other. That was the best time of our lives. We met. We stood by each other through every high and low. We once dreamed of a future together. But some relationships don't make it that far. The ending hurts. But there is no regret, because when we were together, we were truly happy. No one was wrong. Destiny simply didn't walk with us. She walks to the wall where Lin once spray painted that drawing to save them from the principal, and she sees her little star still there. She smiles and says quietly, Lin, all I want is for you to always be happy, because whatever success I have in my life today, it is only because of you. You motivated me in school. You taught me. Without you, I would probably still be running that DVD store. So thank you for everything, for all the beautiful memories. And with that, she walks away. The movie ends with a message. Love alone is not enough. Timing matters. Life direction matters. Because Lin and Juan loved each other deeply, but they could never make the right decisions at the right time. So in every relationship, always think carefully before deciding, because timing and direction are just as important as love itself.